tell you what you're not gonna do.
And we're back. Yo, people of YouTube, welcome to my channel. I'm Ishe Jindu, or Zinyati, and today shall be the most epic episode on real estate that I have ever done and will most probably do in my YouTube career. Today we're going to be talking about carpets. Seriously. Why, you ask? Simple. In my real estate mission, I've decided to only focus on 3 things: property transactions, property management, property renovations. I'm going to put all my time and effort in being the very best at those 3 things.
I wanna be the very best.
And along that road, while I'm learning, you're going to be learning too. And to kick it off on today's video, we're going to be starting off with renovating. Specifically, renovating your flooring. Whether you're in your dream home, which you plan to spend the rest of your life in, or you're the landlord of a property you're renting out, or you're just about to sell your home, renovating, wow, renovating smart, is all about leveling up your property to get the most of what you want out of your property. More comfort, more money, more time, and less worries. And that thing on your floor which you step on every day probably plays a larger role in all your home ambitions than you might have thought of at first. So subscribe for real, smash the like button, and let's get to it. Alright, so about flooring. You step on it, you clean it, you step on it some more. Sometimes you spill things on it, you clean it, you step on it again, and the cycle continues every day, 365, 24/7. When you probably think about it, there's nothing in your home that you probably interact with the most than your floor. And as such, whether it's you, your tenant, or the person going to buy your home, the state of your floor is extremely important. And when it comes to renovating, the name of the game is ROI, return on investment. And no, this isn't going to turn into an accounting lesson. I'm just going to give you the basic foundation of an explanation you can work on. At the end of the day, ROI comes down to the same thing: fixing a problem with an invested solution in the most efficient way possible. ROI, you're welcome. When it comes to renovating your flooring, your problems usually come down to: it's for my personal gain to build the home of my dreams, I'm trying to sell my property at the highest price possible, or it's for me as a landlord to handle my tenants more efficiently, cheaply, and to get the most out of it. Once you know the result you want, you can look for a solution and you can weigh out how efficient that solution is. And typically, when it comes to flooring, you're going one of 3 ways: carpet, tile, or vinyl plank. Let's explore the solutions a little deeper. Unlike most home renovations, flooring has a unique aspect to it. It's located in every single room in the house, but at the same time, it's also rare to find uniform flooring throughout the whole house. In one area, you might have carpet, in another, you might have vinyl plank, in another, you might have tile. Where with other renovations that you'd find all across the home, you usually find the same design of that renovation all throughout the home. Same doors, same painting style, same window style. And that's because on the spectrum of either being a design-oriented renovation or a utility-based renovation, flooring leans more to being utility-based than design-based. That's saying you get flooring to fulfill a specific purpose, then you just get it to look nice. So this isn't going to be a 3-way battle royale where 3 types of flooring come in and one leaves the undisputed champion of king of the floor. Instead, we're going to be looking at the 3 types of flooring as a special ops unit, where they each have their area of expertise and area of flop, and you're the commando in charge of putting them in the right spot. Benefits of each type of flooring are usually unique, but the cons usually stay the same: damage control, handling of foot traffic, and return on investment. Let's kick it off with the old dog of flooring, carpets. When it comes to the world of flooring, nothing has gone through as many changes as carpet has. It's been through the phase of being everywhere, it's been through the phase of being nowhere, and now it's in the phase of being at a selective somewhere. Carpets are the flooring of choice when you want to add personality. Nothing adds the same level of customization and individuality as carpet. It's probably the most impact-resistant option in our selection, it's the most comfortable to walk on, and it's the best at keeping a room warm, at a cost. Of our selection of 3, carpet also just so happens to likely be the option that's likely to give you the most problems. It's expensive to maintain, expensive to repair, easy to get damaged, and the most likely to lose value over time. The most important thing to consider when it comes to flooring is high incident zones and high traffic zones. High traffic zones are focused on how many people are walking in and walking out, interacting with the floor. High incident zones are focused on external damage that can hurt the flooring. Think about fire from a fireplace, water from the bathroom, or food from the kitchen. Typically, anything that can hurt the floor that isn't directly from a person goes into the incident category. Of all the flooring options, carpet does the worst in high traffic zones and high incident zones. It stains, it soaks, it's also flammable. And are you dust sensitive? Because yeah. So that makes bathrooms, kitchens, and anywhere near a fireplace a red zone. Areas like lounges, pathways, and dining rooms are put in the cautious area because they're high traffic and you can't always control what's happening in there. Sure, you perform proper no shoes on carpet etiquette, but when it comes to guests, kids, and tenants, and they're left to their own devices,
you have no power here.
But it's not a space that you couldn't control if you absolutely had to.
You shall not pass!
And in the green zone of the best place to put your carpet, I'm going to have to go with specialty rooms like your bedroom, your study, and the man or woman cave. Areas that are low traffic and low incident and typically prioritize comfort over utility. Carpets really work best where you can control the variables. And adding to that, you'd rather have carpet in your personal home or the home you're going to sell and not homes you're renting or using for Airbnb. If you can't guarantee control in the area, you probably don't want carpet. Moving on from carpet, let's discuss tiling. And tiles for flooring are typically the cold and collective Swiss Army knife or jack of all trades of the flooring world. If you wanted to and saw it fit, you could pretty much tile your entire home. It's versatile, it's durable, it's easy to clean, and it contains its value. Unless you have a habit of dropping bowling balls on your floor or throwing tar on your floor, you're probably not going to mess it up. And as such, tiles are usually a fan favorite for high traffic and high incident zones. Ceramic tiles are water resistant, fire resistant, and they don't absorb dirt and grime like a carpet would, and they're reliable to last in the long run. If it wasn't for a few disadvantages, tiling would probably be the option of choice in most situations. Remember how I referred to tiles as cold and collective? That's founded in some honest truths. Tiles tend to give off an impression of this place is sterile, like a clinic or a doctor's room, before they give the impression of this place is home. And because they offer zero insulation factor, when it gets cold, it gets cold. Walking barefoot on ceramic flooring is not for the weak. And as such, to score it up in the red zone for tiling, you wouldn't want tiling in most specialty rooms, your bedroom, your study, your man or your woman cave. Any place that prioritizes comfort over functionality isn't the best place to have tiling. In the orange zone, for cautious, you're looking at locations in your house that have high traffic but also high waiting areas. Think of your lounges and your dining rooms. People walk in and out of those rooms often, but are just as likely to come in there to spend a lot of time in there. And because tiling doesn't exactly make the most comfortable waiting area, it's touch and go. And lastly, in the all green zone, you're looking at high traffic and high incident areas. Bathrooms, pathways, kitchens, and near a fireplace. You're not gonna burn your towel isn't gonna suffer in water, and it's not gonna stain in food. Just make sure if you're putting it in the bathroom, you opt for a less slippery version of tiling, probably not ceramic, viewer discretion is advised. As I mentioned before, tiling works in pretty much any home situation, but because of its resilience, it has a particular advantage in Airbnb and rental properties over personal and sales properties. Where you have the least control, put in tiles. And lastly, let's move on to vinyl plank. Vinyl plank is the young hybrid of the team. Not the best at anything, but not the worst at everything as well. It usually meets the sweet spot of just good enough. It's not as luxurious or charming as a well-refined carpet, but at the same time, it's not as cold and sterile as tiling. It can't handle extreme heats or prolonged exposure to water, but at the same time, it's not going to catch on fire or take 2 weeks to dry like carpet would. And lastly, what it actually does best is probably the easiest to install and the cheapest to install. But we'll talk about that a little later. In the red zone of vinyl plank are areas of prolonged exposure to high incident zones. Usually the bathroom for water, the fireplace for fire, and to an extent the kitchen for all the above. In the orange cautious zone, but leaning more to the green zone, are specialty rooms like your bedroom, your study, and mom and dad's personal caves. It can be argued that vinyl plank should be in the green zone for this category, but if you're looking for comfort, it doesn't beat carpet. But at the same time, it's both more luxurious and more comfortable than having tiles in your bedroom. And it could be argued if you have allergies or you're prone to snacking in your bedroom, vinyl plank beats carpet. But what you can't argue in the green zone for vinyl plank is having it in high traffic areas. Your lounge, your dining room, your pathways, and your kids' playrooms. Vinyl plank is pretty much dealer's choice. It can work for both design and functionality for both commercial properties and personal properties. Just look at it. And that pretty much covers everything you need to know about flooring and the 3 options for flooring. Some final thoughts and considerations that you might want to know about are these. On the cost spectrum for most expensive to least expensive, we have tile being the most expensive, then carpet, then vinyl plank. On the spectrum of being the easiest to install, repair or replace, from easiest to hardest, we have vinyl plank, then tile, then carpet. And as a special note, when it comes to bringing back a financial return on your flooring for the rest of your home, when you put demand, durability, and investment under the consideration lens, the hierarchy goes vinyl plank, tiling, then carpet. With a special note going to hardwood if you can both afford it and you've been taking care of it. And also, just keep in mind, transition flooring is a thing. If you absolutely need carpet in your room with a fireplace in it, just slap a transition tile in there and you're good to go. And that pretty much covers that. Just remember, everything I said in this video is objective truth. There's absolutely no room for subjective opinion of doing what you want to do with your own home. Everything I said is law. My knowledge for renovation is as equally high as my knowledge for all things real estate, 99.9%. So I'm pretty much always right. Anyway, I've been your host, Ishe Jindu or Zinyati. Subscribe for real. Instagram, website, ishejindu@ivafrica.com for any business inquiries. Smash the like button. I'll see you next week. Peace.